Nam yo holding gekyo. All right. Hi, good people. Happy Thursday. Happy Jupiter day. I think in an hour or so, Mercury will have gone direct. Praise. But also we've transitioned from Cancer season to Leo season, and so I feel compelled to share the prompts that came up for me earlier today when I was doing my meditation, during my daily sky meditation practice. And I will also post these prompts so that they're a static prompt in case that's helpful. But the first of 3 questions, mind you, it's really the same questions, but it's tiered, it's layered. The first of 3 questions for our prompt for today, July 23rd, is: where have I mistaken humility for hiding? Where have I mistaken humility for hiding? Mercury retrograde generally is a time for reflection. But because this Mercury retrograde was mostly in Cancer, the reflection is on home, beauty, but mostly home. If you think about Cancer, a crab literally has its home on its back. So what makes you feel at home? How can you be more at home in your own body, in your own gift? And upon reflecting on that, as we step into Leo season, how can you be more expressed in your gift? How can you be more self-possessed? What parts of yourself are ready to come out of hiding and shine, as our Leos do, okay? I love a Leo because they will teach you how to be more courageous in your own life, your own presence. So yes, the first question is: where have I mistaken humility for hiding? In what ways are you diminishing your light, hiding, just not being fully self-possessed and calling it something else, calling it humility when it might be fear, or self-protection? The next question, the next prompt is: when did I first learn that it was safer to dim my light than to be seen? When did I first learn that it was safer to dim my light than to be seen? So this part of the prompt is about excavating. Once we can acknowledge where we've mistaken humility for actually hiding. You can call it being humble, you could call it being modest, being demure, but it's hiding, right? It's not being your full authentic self. So when did you first learn that it was safer to dim your light than to express it, than to walk fully in it, than to be seen in it, okay? And then the closing prompt is: if I truly believe my light was meant to be shared, what practice could I begin today to let it shine more freely? If I truly believed my divine light was meant to be shared, what practice could I begin today to shine more freely, to allow it to shine more freely? And so it's self-explanatory, but what comes up for me to share is, especially because this is in the public discourse, a lot of people have been watching the special with the podcast episode with Keke Palmer and Oprah Winfrey. And one of the points, there were many gems shared, but one of the points that are coming up as it relates to this prompt is Keke had asked Oprah basically how she did it as, a little black girl from the South, who who overcame abuse. How did she become this dynamo in her respective field, especially when there weren't a lot of people who looked like her, both black and woman, in the lane that Oprah occupied and trailblazed. And so Oprah's response was interesting. When I heard it, there was a piece of it where I was desiring more, but I later had an aha, like, yeah, it could really be that simple. Oprah's response was, as someone who grew up in the church, she really thought God put her there. Any room she was in, her thought was, God put me here. I wish she would have said more about, race and gender and how it operates in this country. And I receive what she did give, which is, if you have the mindset that, to the point of this prompt, as it came up for me, if you have the mindset that you're light, you're here for a reason, the gift you have is embedded in you for a reason, and you're meant to shine it, regardless of what you bump up against by way of societal norms. You're meant to shine the light. So do it. If you have that mindset and truly believed in it, what can you do with that? Like, what is the practice, small and large, to make sure that you're shining regardless of the internal fears or external obstacles, is the point of the prompt. And so I've been journaling throughout the day as things have come up for me, but I've also been in practice. Even recording and posting this is part of the practice of being okay with being seen. And if I might add, I think another note about this is, if it applies, because some people don't have this challenge, blessed be. But for those who do, who have any challenge around visibility, and yet you have a divine assignment that requires that you be more visible, more communal, more public, I invite you to use the entirety of Leo season, but certainly this first week where we're still in the shadow of Mercury retrograde, which is mostly a reflection. It's still that reflect and get ready to do something with your learnings period. Investigate this. Like, what is the visibility wound, again, if you have it? And what is the practice to slowly come out of it? Ashe, amen. This is getting long, so I'm going to post this soon, but I also feel compelled. Oh, I'm getting a call. I'm going to call him back. I'm going to call you back. Much love to you. I'm going to call you right back. All right. I feel compelled to do a quick pull. Yes, I love that. That card. The first card that came out is Oshun of the Ancestors. One second. Okay. Can you give me another card to further expound on Oshun of the Ancestors? Oshun the Protector. Hey, listen. Perfect. I'm tempted to pull out another card. Should I pull out another card? Because this is already clear. I'm going to pull out another card from this deck. Oops. Oshun of the Soft Power. Okay, baby. Very rich. Very rich. Okay, and then I'm going to also do at least one card from this deck, the Voyager Tarot deck. Boop, baby. shuffle more. Usually I would just take what came out, but as you can see, I didn't shuffle much. And if they need to come out, they'll come back out. Okay, so first I pulled from an oracle deck by Abiola Abrams called Faces of Oshun. Oshun is my mother, so I like to use this deck a lot, but it has wisdom for all. And then I'm also pulling from the Voyager Tarot deck by James. Thank you, James. All right. What else do we have? Ooh, interesting. I'll pull one more here, or at least one more. Spirit, can you give me? Okay. It's okay. Spirit, can you give me one more card? Since this came out, I will let it live. It at least flipped over. Okay. Sun. Ooh! Alright. I'm gonna stop there. I could go on and on. I'll start with the Oracle card. The first card that came out is Oshun of Ancestors. Making sure you can see it. The second card is Oshun the Protector. And the third card is, can y'all see that? Oshun of Soft Power. Okay. Okay. When I saw the first two Oracle cards, I almost stopped there because I had journaled something similar, which was in response to Miss Blue, the Oracle. She actually had some prompts yesterday about what you're releasing before Mercury goes direct and what you're crystallizing or calling forward. And I journaled about crystallizing the reality that I do get to shine and I get to twirl in my dynamism and my light. And it's actually my authenticity and light that allows me to bloom, to find my soul tribe, to elevate and to ascend further into my gift and my purpose, and to magnetize divine love and opportunities. And part of this too was just realizing that I'm safe and protected in that journey, that I have the safety and protection of my ancestors and of my highest self, as we all do, right? If we tap in and stay on the line with the ancestors. So I think it's beautiful that was the first two Oracle cards that came out. And yes, that's what comes up for me intuitively. The subtext of the card, on the card, is on Oshun of the Ancestors, it says sacred lineage, belonging, and family. Sacred lineage, belonging, and family. I'm going to say more about that too. And then on Oshun the Protector, before I go to Oshun the Protector, I think the other interesting thing is that the number of this card, the numerology, is 6. So again, coming out of Cancer season, where we were asked to think about the home and 6 and numerology being grounded in the home. Oshun of Power is number 2. And the subtext is safety, boundary setting, and courage. I think that's interesting as it relates to these prompts because, of course, we're talking about the safety of being seen. And we're reminded that under Oshun the Protector is that even as you do frightening things, you're a warrior as well. Oshun is a warrior. A lot of people associate Oshun with the sweetness, with being a deity of love. of wealth, of abundance. That is true too, but she's also a warrior, and so are you. So as you step into your light, you have practices, you have protective practices, you have people above and below. You know how to set boundaries, and if you don't know, well, you can get to know, okay? And you must as you step into your gift. But I feel like this card is here to remind us, like, to have courage as you step into your light and your authenticity, and protect yourself. Do your protective practices, spiritual and otherwise. Like, take the salt baths and the herbal baths, and surround yourself with family and friends who don't play about you. And if you are becoming a more public figure, set boundaries. Clap back when you need to. We get to be protected as we step into our gifts, and our ancestors want us to know, like, ask and you will receive, as you courageously step into your purpose. And then Oshun of soft power, the number is 31, and the subtext is influence, openness, and emotional intelligence. I love this. I love this whole spread. Influence, openness, and emotional intelligence. A lot of the spiritual girlies have been saying we're stepping into, like, just this new timeline where the divine feminine will be more prominent. Emotional intelligence will be valued more. Like, we're stepping out of the timeline where people in power did not have a lot of emotional intelligence, where that EQ was seen as a weakness. We're stepping into a timeline where that is necessary, and where, yeah, openness and divine feminine influence will be beyond more acceptable. It'll be the norm, and I give thanks for that. Really quickly, let me give you the wisdom from the guidebook, but that's what came up for me intuitively with the spread. Okay, Oshun of the ancestors. It says, thriving is my birthright. Hold your head up high. Know that you never walk alone. The strength of your ancestors flow through you. Lean into their wisdom and courage. You belong. What would you dare to do if you knew you could not fail? Hey now, that is precisely aligned with the prompt, baby. Yes. Okay. I love the alignment. Feel your connection to generations past and future. Use this as a solid foundation to build your dreams. You are part of an intricate constellation of divine love and ancestral support. What to do now? Acknowledge your lineage and ancestors. When you honor them, you activate a powerful force of guidance, protection, and support. Ashe. If you feel shaky or uncertain, honor your roots and traditions. You stand on strong shoulders, and from this place of strength, you can live your most empowered life. In moments of doubt or struggle, remember that you are living. You are the living, breathing manifestation of countless generations, their hopes, their dreams, and their love. They are your cheerleaders. Honor them by aligning with your highest self and knowing you are never alone. Ashe. And there's more here. They have, I'll read it. Thank you, Spirit. Her story. Oshun is called the Lady of Gold to signify her connection to ancestral wealth and prosperity. Her favorite offerings include a bounty of oranges, pumpkins, yams, grapefruits, sunflowers, coconuts, cinnamon, squash, and lemons. Honey is her favorite, but you must taste it first. Healing ritual. Set up a small altar with items that honor your ancestors, such as photos, heirlooms, or culturally significant symbols. Ground yourself, connecting with the energy of your lineage. As you meditate, envision the strength and wisdom of your ancestors flowing into you, fortifying your sense of security and belonging. Love that. Could have stopped with that card alone, but we're going to keep it moving. And for those of you who are interested in this, thank you for rocking. So I know this is long, but I feel like it's necessary, right? It's information tools to get us through the season, and we give thanks. Next is Oshun the Protector, safety, boundary setting, courage. The affirmation is I am safe, and it's the initiation of gold. When is the last time you felt fully safe? Emotionally, physically, mentally, and spiritually. You have summoned the fierce but nurturing energies of Oshun the Protector. Oshun the Protector helps ignite your inner fire, a divine force that can repel any negativity aimed at you. Ashe. How much of yourself are you giving, and at what cost? What to do now? Speak your truth, stand your ground, and shield yourself from negative energies that do not serve your highest good. This includes undesired situations, thoughts, or people. Strengthen your boundaries. Take this as a sign to pause, refuel, and rebuild your strength and resilience. Create a bigger safety net to protect yourself from unforeseen challenges. Protect your energy. Create a space, both physically and spiritually, where you can reconnect with your higher self without distraction or interruption. The divine has your back. Trust that you are protected in every sense of the word, but you need to wake up and actively participate in your own well-being. Her story. In Yoruba land, Oshun protects the poor and is known as the mother of all orphans. Oshun is compassionate and comes to the aid of her devotees with sustenance, support, protection, and blessing. Though her protective aspects might not be as emphasized as they are with other Orishas, Oshun safeguards emotions, nurtures love, and helps family bonds and friendships. Ashe. Healing ritual. Choose 3 stones or crystals that speak to you. As you hold the stones, visualize Oshun of protection, wrapping you in a shield of light that also extends to your loved ones. Repeat the affirmation, I am protected and surrounded by divine light. Place the charged stones and the written affirmation in a cloth bag you can carry or place under your pillow for ongoing protection. Ashe. And then the last of the oracle cards. Oshun of power. Influence, openness, emotional intelligence. I wield the power of vulnerability, openness, and emotional wisdom. Initiation of laughter. In the arena of soft power, strength does not lie in force. Oshun of soft power reminds you to embrace subtlety and grace as you navigate your path. It's a call to wield your influence with compassion, diplomacy, and understanding. Soft power is not weakness. It's the art of finding common ground, inspiring change through empathy and fostering connections. It invites you to recognize that true strength often emerges from the ability to listen, empathize, and communicate with authenticity. What to do now? If you're accustomed to control or heavy-handed power, hey, what was I saying? It's time to explore a different way, okay? Trust this process. Through soft power, you can create lasting connections, promote understanding, and inspire positive change. Her story. Oshun is often called Iyolode, meaning chief or leading authority. When married to Orunmila, the Orisha of wisdom and divination, she assisted with clients of his in his absence, as in Aptibi, wife of Orunmila, and Ifa. Over time, some clients even started to favor her expertise over Orunmila's, highlighting her own exceptional divine abilities. I want to pause here because that's part of what I spoke to, the difference between masculine energy and leadership, a season that we're coming out of, and stepping into divine feminine energy as leaderful. It's like while the guard is still changing over and we're stepping into a season where this will become the norm, we still have to release any part of us that subscribe to patriarchal power, right? Because it's not only men or the masculine that have internalized some of those skill sets, behaviors, or norms of power, right? So I feel like this card, Oshun of soft power, is inviting us to recognize where in our life a harder power shows up, and do we have room to release it and to embrace soft power, influence, openness, emotional intelligence. Okay, healing ritual. Find a quiet space and set up a cushion or mat where you can sit comfortably. Focus on your breathing, letting your hands rest open on your lap. Visualize a soft light filling your body, emanating kindness, compassion, and openness. Ashe. Okay, I'm going to quickly go through these. I will not read what's in the deck, but maybe I'll find a way to post it later. So the first card that came out was Purity, Two of Wands. The second is of the major arcana. It's number 9, the Hermit card. I was really shocked to see that come out, but I kind of get it. The third card is Delusion, or 10 of Crystals. And then the last card is number 19, and it's Sun. This is Leo's card. So I was very delighted to see this come out. Together with these cards tell me, so Purity, Two of Wands, most of the twos ask for us to think about balance. The wands are kind of like magic, know your essence. Know your gift, know your magic. But I love that this card is titled Purity in this particular deck. And what's coming up for me there is your gift is divine, is divinely assigned. And if that's the case, this goes back to Oprah's anecdote. If you are on divine assignment, how dare you not move forward in that? If your intentions are pure, if your gift is pure, how dare you not recognize and move in your own magic? Hermit card, number 9. I love how meditative the statue is at the center of this card. And that there's Egyptian hieroglyphs. What this card was coming up for me here is that when you're in the point of your journey where you're still holding on to a little bit of fear, there's still a need to go inward and to really ground yourself in your own divinity. There's so many religions and practices that state that there is that of God within. You know, the Quakers say it, there's that of God in everyone. You know, the 5 percenters say it, what up, God? Okay, this card, both of them are like, it is you. You are on divine assignment. You are on divine assignment. Know your gift, know the God within you, and walk in that in integrity. If the thing you came to deliver to the world is pure, and if it's that of God, then what do you have to be afraid of, right? If you're protected by your ancestors, as you step forward in your gift, what do you have to be afraid of? Okay, and then this third card, it didn't come out, but it flipped over. And so I pulled it out, and it is Delusion, 10 of Crystals. I often struggle with cards that have negative connotations, but it is my belief in the context of this reading, what's coming up is be a little delulu, okay? The 10 of Crystals in this deck impact mind, thinking, how you think. And this card often comes up when you're overthinking, and it's saying, like, what comes up for me is almost like the Tower card. Get out of your thoughts. Don't think about what can go wrong, how people are going to perceive you stepping into your light. Just step into it. Be a little Delulu, baby. You see this light right here? Go with that, okay? Go within, sit in the light within you and move. Be a little Delulu. Don't be hypercritical, okay? And then this card, the Sun card, being what closes this out, is there's another card in the Minor Arcana that reminds me of the Sun card. And in this deck, it's basically the Wheel of Fortune card in other tarot decks. Rewards, fulfillment is what comes up. Abundance. You see a pharaoh. You see a monarch butterfly. You see this beautiful couple here. You see an abundant flower garden. You see a person, arms spread out, just embracing joy and embracing the cornucopia of the universe. That's you. That's you when you move forward in your gift, when you bravely shine your light, despite any negative thought patterns, which this is asking you to release. When you step into your light, you become the sun, right? Which is to say, you shine as routine every day. I also want to note that this card, this Sun card, has a heron flying solo, and it also has a bunch of gold coins, right? Fortune. That's why it's reminding me of the Wheel of Fortune card. I will read that last one because it's so appropriate. The Sun card is Leo's card in the Major Arcana. Oops, wrong deck. And then I'm gonna close out. Yes, kitties, I'm coming. I'm almost done. Okay. The sun symbolizes the law of life. Be alive, animate, and active. Like the youthful King Tut, who's at the center of this card. Let me see. Like the youthful King Tut, who represents the morning sun, you are awake. Your mind is alert. Your body light and your heart sunny. Your spirit soars and your golden fortunes grow. Be a full participant in the dance of life. Like the radiant sun, you have great power and influence. Awaken others by emanating your own vitality. Through your creative energy, you rejuvenate and energize. You are the life force. Like the sociable and active sun, join with others in work and play by combining your energy with that of others. You create a new sun, a synergetic fireball that produces new life. The shadow or negative side of the sun. Your outgoing worldly nature could lead you to ignore your inner self. In the heat of life, you may forget to reflect inward, right? Which we got here with the Hermit card, which is why it's great that this came out to balance. In the heat of life, you may forget to reflect inward, to rest and be still, blinded by your fire power and consumed with inflamed hyperactivity. You dissipate your energies and either burn out or burn others out. So I love that. I love that this book actually gives you the positive sides of the card and then the more shadowy side, so that you can be responsive to however it's coming up in your own life. But because of the spread, right, which is asking to first recognize the purity of your gift and intentions, go inward, right, to see your divinity, your light, your purpose, your intent, and then act. Be a little Delulu. Stop allowing over planning or fear to keep you from acting on your vision and your purpose. And then finally, embrace the light, like be the light, and like be active, be animated in how you show up in life, and watch all of the abundance of all things good. Watch it magnetize and attract. Ashe. I received this reading for Leo season, baby, and I hope it was good to you. I'm going to close out with a little sound bowl and chanting. Shout out to those of you who made it through the entire reading. And if this was helpful or good or aligned, let me know. I do want to do more of this. I'm not sure about the frequency. But I do want to do more of this. I do want to be obedient. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. 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 Was good for you because it was good for me. All right, y'all. I'm out of here. Happy Thursday. Make it a good day.